The birthplace, this is Joanna. How may I help you?
There you go.
When midwife Jenny Joseph came to the United States from England, she was shocked at how her patients approach something as natural as childbirth.
Women in this country are quite convinced that birth is touch and go, life and death, and they may not survive it. It kicks you a lot.
So unlike most developed countries where midwives deliver babies, in the U.S., 90% of women head to hospitals to deliver, and that costs a lot of money.
Physicians need to make a certain amount of income to sustain their practices.
The prices go up from there. In the U.S., the average conventional delivery can cost almost $10,000, a caesarean birth $15,000. Compare that to the Netherlands and Britain, where it's roughly two-thirds less. Another factor contributing to the high cost of childbirth in the United States is the country's litigious nature. In order to practice, U.S. obstetricians must buy expensive insurance to protect themselves from lawsuits in case something goes wrong with a birth. It is yet another cost passed on to pregnant mothers. It's a cost most low-income and uninsured mothers cannot afford. The Dobbins did have medical insurance, but a pregnant friend did not and was forced to make difficult choices in order to deliver her baby.
She spent the time figuring out how many hours she would actually need to be in the labor room and how long she had to stay at the hospital, like down to the cent she was having to calculate. And it's like, we just didn't want to spend our time with our new baby worrying about the bills and worrying about how can we cut costs.
So the Dobbins chose to escape the medical setting of a hospital and have their low-risk delivery at a midwife center with Jenny Joseph. But with so few midwives in the U.S., it's an option for very few women.
One of the biggest stumbling blocks that we have in a system like ours is currently is that you can't get into the system if you're uninsured, if you are low income, if you are even advanced in your pregnancy. There are many barriers to getting started with prenatal care.
It prevents millions of mostly low-income and women of color in the U.S. from getting the support they need. That's why, for all its high-priced care, the U.S. still has one of the highest rates of infant mortality in the world. Kimberly Halkett, Al Jazeera, Orlando, Florida.